The 1979 $1 coin of the United States holds a very special place in American numismatics, as it marked the introduction of the Susan B. Anthony dollar. Before 1979, the last circulating $1 coin had been the Eisenhower dollar, which was produced from 1971 until 1978. The Eisenhower dollar was large and heavy, similar in size to the old silver dollars, and many people found it inconvenient to use in everyday transactions. To solve this issue, the U.S. Mint decided to produce a smaller, more convenient dollar coin, which came to life in 1979 as the Susan B. Anthony dollar. Unlike the silver dollars of earlier decades, the $1,979 was made from a copper-nickel-clad composition, giving a silvery appearance but no actual silver content. Its smaller size was intended to make it practical for circulation, but also caused one of its greatest challenges. The coin was often confused with the quarter dollar because of its similar size and color. The coin features a portrait of Susan B. Anthony, a pioneering leader in the women's suffrage movement in the United States, making her the first real woman, not a symbolic figure like Liberty, to appear on circulating U.S. coinage. Designed by Frank Gasparo, the coin portrays Anthony facing right, surrounded by 13 stars, the word liberty above her head, and the motto, "I in God we trust the right." Below her neck appears the year of mintage, in this case 1979, and for the Denver issue, a small D mint mark can be seen just above her shoulder. The reverse of the coin retained the same design as the Eisenhower dollar, a majestic eagle landing on the moon, holding an olive branch, inspired by the Apollo 11 mission insignia. Around the eagle are 13 stars, the inscription United States of America, E pluribus unum, and the denomination $1. This design choice connected the new coin with America's achievements in space, while also providing continuity between the old large dollar and the new smaller one. The Denver Mint D produced tens of millions of these coins in 1979, as the government expected heavy circulation and wanted to ensure plenty of supply. However, despite the Mint's efforts, the Susan B. Anthony dollar did not gain widespread popularity. Many Americans disliked its small size, confusing it constantly with quarters, and as a result, the coin saw very limited circulation and acceptance. Most ended up sitting in bank vaults, only occasionally being used in vending machines, transit systems, or post office stamp dispensers. Nevertheless, because the series only ran for a short time, 1979, 1980, 1981, and a later reissue in 1999, the coin has become a collectible item for numismatists and history enthusiasts. The 1979 D issue is one of the most common, but in fine condition, it still holds some collectors' interest. From a numismatic perspective, the condition of the coin plays a crucial role in determining its market value. A coin described as being in fine condition, F12, means that the major details of the design are still clear, but there will be noticeable wear on Anthony's hair and face, as well as on the eagle's wings and body on the reverse. The fields of the coin may show scratches and wear from circulation, but the date, mint mark, mottos, and major features remain readable. Such coins are typically not rare, as millions of 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollars survive in similar condition. Most collectors prefer higher-grade examples, uncirculated, brilliant uncirculated, or proof strikes, which carry much higher premiums. Still, fine-condition examples have value above face for those who want a historical piece from the late 1970s transition in American coinage. There are also varieties and errors to consider, which can elevate the value of some $1,979. Most famously, the 1979 Philadelphia Mint produced both a wide rim and narrow rim variety, with the wide rim version being scarcer and more valuable. However, for the 1979 D coin, there are no major recognized varieties as significant as the Philadelphia wide rim. That said, collectors have discovered some error coins, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or coins struck on the wrong planchet, which can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on rarity and condition. While such errors are uncommon, they represent the exciting potential hidden in what may at first seem like an ordinary coin. When considering the market value of a 1979 D Susan B. Anthony $1 coin in fine condition today, 2025. It is important to note that these coins remain very affordable. In circulated grades such as fine, very fine, or even extremely fine, most examples sell for around $1 to $2, with a value only slightly above face value. In higher uncirculated grades, they may reach $5 to $10, and certified mint state coins can climb higher depending on the strike quality. Rare error coins or proof-like examples command much higher premiums. But for the ordinary 1979 D coin in fine condition, the collector's market is modest, and its main value lies in its historical significance and as a representation of a short-lived series in American coinage history. The true appeal of the 1979 D $1 coin is not in its intrinsic monetary worth, but in its story. It represents a moment in U.S. history when the government attempted to modernize the dollar coin, promote women's achievements, and connect America's money to its space exploration triumphs. Although it failed to achieve everyday acceptance, it stands today as a collectible relic of its era, sparking conversations about the evolution of U.S. currency, the challenges of coin design, and the cultural importance of Susan B. Anthony's legacy. For collectors, historians, and everyday enthusiasts, owning a 1979 D coin in any condition, whether fine or uncirculated, is holding a piece of history that reflects both progress and challenges in the world of coinage. 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar, fine condition, about $1.25 to $2. Higher grades, uncirculated $5 to $10. Special errors/varieties can range from $50 to $1,000 plus depending on rarity. The 1979 $1 coin of the United States, known as the Susan B. Anthony dollar, remains a fascinating piece of American coinage history, and its value in collectors' market of 2025 depend heavily on its condition and rarity. The Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark on the obverse above Susan B. Anthony's shoulder, struck millions of these coins for circulation, and while they are common, collectors still seek them today. In fine condition, which shows noticeable wear but retains all major details, a typical 1979 D dollar is valued at around $1.25 to $2 in today's market, only slightly above its face value. In slightly better grades, such as very fine to extremely fine, examples can bring $2 to $3.50, while coins in uncirculated condition, showing no signs of wear, generally trade between $5 and $10. For higher mint state certified coins, particularly those graded MS65 or above, the value increases more strongly, often reaching $25 to $60 or more depending on eye appeal, luster, and strike quality. Beyond standard issues, collectors also prize error coins, and in the case of 1979 D, rare errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, or wrong planchet strikes can dramatically boost the price, with some of these scarce pieces ranging from $50 up to $1,000 or more at auction. Therefore, while the ordinary 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar in fine condition is a modestly priced collectible worth just over $1, its significance as the first small-sized dollar coin and as the first U.S. coin to honor a real woman makes it historically valuable, and higher grade or rare error examples continue to command strong premiums in the 2025 numismatic market. Fine condition, $1.25 to $2. Very fine to extremely fine, $2 to $3.50. Uncirculated, $5 to $10. High mint state, $25 to $60 plus. Rare errors, $50, $1, 000 plus next. The year 2000 was not just the beginning of a new century. It was the dawn of a new millennium, and with it, the United States Mint introduced a coin that would carry both history and hope into the hands of millions. The 2000 USA $1 coin, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, identified by the absence of mint mark. This coin is far more than just currency. It is a symbol of America's heritage, innovation, and artistry. And today, we will explore in depth its design, its history, its condition, and most importantly, its current value in the marketplace. By the end of this journey, you may be shocked at just how much a simple-looking coin can mean in today's world of collectors and investors. The of this dollar coin proudly carries the face of Sacagawea, the legendary Shoshone woman who guided Lewis and Clark across the vast American frontier in the early 19th century. Sculpted by Glenna Goodacker, her portrait is a masterstroke of elegance and reverence. Her calm gaze looks toward the horizon, representing both courage and guidance, while her infant son, Jean-Baptiste, rests on her back in a traditional cradle board. Every detail, from the flowing strands of her hair to the texture of the blanket, reminds us that this is not just a coin, but a living tribute to Native American strength and resilience. Turn to the reverse, and you are greeted by the powerful image of a soaring bald eagle, designed by Thomas D. Rogers. The eagle spreads its wings wide, framed by 17 stars that represent the states of the Union at the time of the Lewis and Clark expedition. The bold inscriptions United States of America and $1 encircle the design, affirming its role as legal tender, while also proclaiming the ideals of freedom and unity. This is artistry pressed into metal, a miniature sculpture that you can hold in the palm of your hand. Now, let us talk about condition. The coin we focus on today is described as being in fine condition. That means it has seen circulation. It has traveled through hands and pockets, perhaps even been spent and saved countless times over the last quarter century. The high points of the design may show light where Sacagawea's cheek may appear smoother, the eagle's feathers slightly less distinct, but the beauty of the coin remains. Fine condition is a reminder of history in motion, of a coin that lived its purpose yet still carries dignity and collectible value. But what about rarity? What about the numbers? In the year 2000, the Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of these Sacagawea dollars. At first glance, one might think they are common, and indeed, for circulation, they are not considered rare. Yet here is where the collector's eye changes everything. Among these millions are coins of unusual condition, errors, and varieties that transform ordinary dollars into treasures worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Missed strikes, double dies, off-center strikes, and even the famous mule error involving the Washington quarter obverse are among the holy grails sought by passionate numismatists. In today's market, a standard 2000 Sacagawea dollar in fine condition, without a mint mark from Philadelphia, carries a modest face value, but collectors often pay between $1 and 25 cents to $5 dollars for circulated examples depending on eye appeal. Coins with sharp details, pleasing luster, and fewer contact marks can rise even higher. But this is just the beginning. If you happen to own one of the rare error coins, such as a 2000 P. Sacagawea mule error, where the obverse of a state quarter was accidentally paired with the reverse of the dollar, then you are talking about values ranging from $5,000 to over $50,000, depending on grade and market demand. This is where shock meets reality. A single coin, overlooked in a drawer, could be the key to a small fortune. Collectors today are not just buying coins. They are buying history, beauty, and potential investment. The 2000 Sacagawea dollar holds a special place because it was the very first year of issue for this new design. First-year coins always command attention. They symbolize beginnings. They represent a change in numismatic history, and they are milestones. For that reason alone, demand for the 2000 issue has remained strong since its release. In fine condition, your coin is unlikely to make you a millionaire overnight, but it is far from worthless. At its core, it has intrinsic collector interest. It has potential as part of a complete Sacagawea series, and it has the allure of errors that can dramatically increase value. And above all, it is a piece of American art that has stood the test of time. So let's imagine this coin's journey. Perhaps it was first handed out at a bank in 2000, shining and golden, a symbol of the new millennium. Perhaps it was used to buy a cup of coffee, passed from one hand to another, its golden tone catching the light. Perhaps it sat in a jar change, waiting for years before a collector picked it up, realizing its hidden beauty. And now, in 2025, here you are, holding it, researching it, and discovering its story. That story alone is priceless. The coin market today is thriving, with collectors worldwide seeking treasures from every era of U.S. history. Online auctions, coin shows, and numismatic clubs are buzzing with interest, and coins like the $2,000 are finding new admirers every day. Even in fine condition, your coin is part of this global conversation, carrying with it both monetary value and cultural meaning. And so we arrive at the conclusion of our journey. The 2000 USA $1 coin, Philadelphia issue without mint mark, in fine condition, is not a miracle millionaire coin in itself, but it is a gateway to fascination, discovery, and the thrill of numismatics. Its market value today may range modestly in the single digits for circulated examples, yet the potential of finding an error variety can catapult its worth into the tens of thousands. This is why coin collecting is more than a hobby. It is a hunt, a passion, a lifelong adventure. So the next time you see a golden Sacagawea dollar, do not dismiss it as ordinary. Hold it close, study its details, and remember, within its metal lies the story of America, a symbol of hope and perhaps, just perhaps, the chance of shocking fortune.